Hi, welcome back, and we're once again looking at update 1.38 for Gran Turismo Sport and the new cars that have come out. And as there was no stupidly priced cars in this update, I decided to buy them all and take them all for a lap around the Grand Prix circuit at Brands Hatch, mainly because it's one of my favourite tracks in reality. So, in order of how you're going to see them, I'll give you a very quick rundown of my views on them. We kick off with the Audi TT Quattro. Sterile, bit boring, but resolutely and Germanically confident is how I would probably describe this. I'm sure it ticks an awful lot of boxes for an awful lot of people, but I've got to be perfectly honest, it doesn't really tick an awful lot of boxes for me personally, but you know, there we go. We then move on to the Porsche 962, and this is really well modelled, looks great in PSVR, particularly from the interior, and it stuck to the road. Hell of a lot of downforce in this thing, easy to drive quickly, it's very, very forgiving, but that could just be down to the GTS handling model. Certainly it's more challenging in both Assetto Corsa and Project Cars 2, despite being similarly pinned down, but good fun nonetheless. I put in quite a few laps on this one, enjoyed it an awful lot. Then weirdly we come on to my pick of this pack, which is the Renault R8 Gordini. This thing's an absolute legend if you love rallying, it really is, and it lives up to it. Rear engine, fun to drive, really accurate to place, not very powerful but stupidly light, and just great fun. I know some people will just go, oh, what's it doing in there, it's too weak, it's not got enough power. Honestly, it's absolutely brilliant fun to drive. It really, really is. I really enjoyed this one. We then move on to what I know for a lot of people will be the draw of the pack, despite some people complaining about it having a digital dash. It's an original Japanese spec AE86. It's supposed to have a digital dash. Leave it alone. The AE86. And yeah, it's great fun. It's really well modelled. I'm definitely going to do a livery on this one around based on the BTCC championship winning car, because I just like the livery and I like the car, so it's good fun all round on this one. Yeah, really enjoyed it. I really like the fact that it's got the Japanese spec little ice cream van tune that plays once you go over 100 kilometers per hour as well. And we then finish off with what is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most boring cars I've ever had the misfortune to drive in any sim ever, and that is the Honda Fit, or Jazz as they're called in the UK, hybrid. This thing is just, it's dull. My wife had a Honda Jazz and it was like driving white goods. It was just dull in every single way. It was a car and that was it. And I have to say congratulations to PD, because they've pulled off that feeling perfectly here. It is the single most boring car I have driven in a Gran Turismo game ever, I think. It really, really is. Yeah, you've got things like the Suzuki Swift that show that small family cars don't have to be dull. This is the antithesis of that. It is the opposite end of the scale. I've driven it, so you don't have to. Please don't. It's just, oh god, it's crushingly, mind-numbingly dull. It really is. So there we go, the 5 cars. Carry on watching if you want. Fast forward through to the bits that are of interest to you if you want. But overall, thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye.